Dear students, welcome to computer class for grade 7. This is lecture number 1 in week 7. Today we are going to start chapter number 2, Charts in Excel 2013. After attending today's lecture, students will be able to define what is a chart, and types of a chart in Excel 2013. Let's start. First, let's discuss what is a chart. Consider this table. This is a record of a student having roll number 1 of 10 tests. In the first test, he got 50 marks. Check the marks for test number 2, test number 3, up to test number 10. If someone asks you whether the performance of students has improved after each test, just by looking at this table, it is quite difficult to tell. It can often be difficult to interpret Excel workbooks that contain a lot of data. Charts allow you to illustrate your workbook data graphically, which makes it easy to visualize comparisons and trends. Consider this chart. From where it came, we will see it later. But this chart shows the same date too as the table. But just by looking at the line, we can easily tell whether the student has improved with the passage of time. Let's analyze this chart. This is a line chart. A quick look will suggest that the student has improved over time. Look at the line from left to right. The line is going upward. In this chart, the upward line movements show improvement in student performance over time. In test 1, that student got 50 marks, whereas in test 10 student has secured 93 marks. It's quite easy. A chart is a pictorial representation of data. Charts make it easier for us to understand large quantities of data. They help us see the relationship between different parts of the data. Excel has several different types of charts, allowing you to choose the one that best fits your data. In order to use charts effectively, you'll need to understand how different charts are used. In addition to chart types, you'll need to understand how to read a chart. Charts contain several different elements or parts that can help you interpret the data. The different types of chart in Excel are line chart, column chart, 3D stacked chart, bar chart, scatter chart, pie chart, donut chart, area chart, radar chart, 3D surface chart. Let's discuss them one by one. Consider this table. Throughout this class, we will use this table to make different types of charts. The table shows a year-wise record of revenue and expenditure. A line chart compares trends in data at equal intervals. Line charts are useful for depicting the change in value over a period of time. They are a good choice when you have many points to plot or when data trends are important. Line charts are usually used to show production or sales trends over a period of time. A column chart shows changes in data over a period of time, or it illustrates comparisons among items. Categories are organized horizontally and values vertically. In a column chart, each data point in a series is represented by a column that rises from the x-axis. Column charts are useful when the height of individual points is more important than the trend in a series. A 3D stacked column chart shows the part to a whole. The chart clearly shows, in year 1, the revenue is almost 75% as compared to 25% expenditure. You can read the values for year 2, 3, 4, and 5. A bar chart also illustrates comparisons among individual items. Categories are organized vertically and values horizontally. A bar chart can be described as a column chart drawn sideways. The bar chart looks very similar to the column chart. A scatter chart plots each data point with a marker. Unlike a line chart, the x-axis of a scatter chart has numbers and not text labels. So, x-axis tick marks are spaced according to their values and not just evenly spaced along the axis. Scatter charts are useful to plot relationships between linked sets of numbers, for example, height, weight and price, sales. The points on the scatter chart can be connected with a line, but it is often used without connecting lines. You might use a scatter chart when your chart has many data points but there is no particular trend in their rise and fall. The pie chart is used to plot data for a single data series. The pie chart represents the expenditure figures for a company for the past 5 years. Each data point is represented by one slice of the circular pie chart. The size of each slice is proportional to the value it represents, so all the data points taken together make a complete circle. A donut chart shows the relationship of parts to a whole. Unlike a pie chart, it can contain more than one data series. Each ring of the donut chart represents a data series. In the chart, the inner ring is for expenditure, and the outer ring is for revenue. An area chart is similar to a line chart but the data point marker is not displayed in the area beneath the lines filled with color. You can also plot series one on top of another, producing a total. An area chart emphasizes the magnitude of change in data over time. It is mainly used for representing sales and production figures. A radar chart plots data in concentric circles. Each data series is plotted along a separate axis from the center point to the outer ring. Lines connect values from the same series. A 3D surface chart creates a three-dimensional view of the data. A topographic map is an example of this type of chart.